Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day this video may find you. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel, for returning, or if this is your first time, welcome to the channel. Listen, people, y'all know me. I'm sending you blessings, and then I just dive in. That's the way I do it. But this morning, people, I have a video that I feel like I've heard this question so many times, and I had even asked it before myself, not recently, but throughout the years. Why does God allow you to be in a relationship with someone that is being termed as a narcissist? And what I feel like, and if you look at the Bible, you'll see that they're just a very severely carnal-minded person. I also call them, I've termed them as loyal sinners. But I've heard people say things like, well, how do I keep them from being attracted to me? But what we have to understand is they're attracted to you, but you are also attracted to them. Okay? That's what's most important. People want to know, how do I keep them from being attracted to me? But the key thing for you is, how do you keep yourself from being attracted to them? What I want to say is, I don't think that there was, I believe that it was inevitable that you meet this person. And that this person be in your life and that you be in their life. There were things in you and things in that person that the relationship that you would have with that person would shake you up in a way to bring you closer to God, to bring you to that person that God wants you to be, and vice versa. The same thing for that person. However, this is the key. Because of our free will, people, that relationship in the end will determine whether what happened in the relationship, what happened throughout life, whether it brought you closer to God or further away from Him. Okay? That's for you both. There are people that when they got into the relationship, both of them were like full-blown narcissists. Narcissists do get with narcissists, okay? Some people had some toxicity in them. They had narcissistic traits, okay? And then some people, they had carnal traits that had not transferred into, say, narcissistic traits, okay? So it wasn't something that was basically a part of who they were, right? It's just they did engage in sinful behavior, okay? We'll dive deeper into that on another video. But what I'm saying is, when you and this person came together, there were things that were in you both. A lot of it comes from trauma as a childhood, or just things that you have accepted, the desires of our hearts, right? So when we're raised, think about it like this. When you're raised, you can have in a home, you can have several siblings in the home, right? And your parent is raising you. Sometimes the parents treat each child a little differently, but sometimes it may be the same. They treat all of them the same, right? For instance, a person that is narcissistic, a lot of times they had a parent that was just selfish, and they treated, everybody in a very selfish way just to serve them, okay? Just to serve them. And what happens is you have to, at some point growing up, decide, do you want to be like what you have saw, what you have been raised to be, what you have saw in society, or are you going to go on that path to a relationship with God? Okay? So you get with this person, and both of you are severely flawed people. One of you is more flawed than the other, because one of you have already started in your mind thinking there's something wrong with the way things is going here in life, and I want a different path. And so I'm going to try to figure out how to go a different route. But the other, the narcissist, is saying, you know, this stuff is hard, it's crazy, but you know, I'm too afraid, I'm too scared, I don't want to do all that work. You know, what if I do all that work and then nothing happens? And you know, this is just the way things are supposed to be. So they give themselves excuses to stay the same, right? Well, you've accepted that person because you're in a relationship with them. They've accepted you. They're looking at you and they're like, you know, I believe that there's better things in life, but I'm not sure. But this person here looks like, you know, they'll put in the work. And if they put in the work, you know, I can have a good life, you know, because I'm on their backs. I'm going on their journey with them, right? But at some point, that person understands that they can't just ride on your back, because years have passed and they're still that same person. In actuality, they've actually gotten worse, okay? So they're angry. They're upset with you because they haven't changed. But then they're looking over at you and they see that you have went from a high vibration person to a very low vibration. So they're not even attracted to you anymore because they don't feel like you're going anywhere. You're just the same. You're just like them to them in their eyes. And then they even, sometimes they push you to a level so low that they feel like, I'm actually better than them. So I don't need a person that is lower than me. I need somebody that's higher than me. And they can't stand looking at themselves because they know what you were when they first got with you, okay? They know this. And this is why towards the end, I've said this on other videos, they're not hardly around because they don't want to look at you and they don't want to look at what they have done to you, okay? So this is where they start the distancing themselves, okay? And narcissists, they have to have somebody else, okay? Because they know that they're not a complete person alone, okay? They have not learned how to be an individual because their parent doesn't allow them to do that. Didn't allow them to do it. Some of them parents have gone on and left this earth and they still have not learned how to be an individual, okay? So that trauma is still in them. So they need somebody to latch on to. Even if their parent that is the narcissist that is still alive, they need another human because they know that that parent is toxic. They love them, right? Because they're always still trying to get their love and affection. But they still need somebody else. And so this is why they have to go get another person. Another person is going to take them on a route, okay? The route that you had them on until they call them, well, they broke you down now, so now you're no more value, okay? But what happens to you? What happens to you? Is your relationship strengthened with God, or is it where you just get so tired that you just accept the norm as well? This is why you guys were brought together. You were supposed to be brought to your knees. All of that stuff that they did to you was to bring out that trauma.